everybody, Rockin' Robin here. Thanks for joining me today. Today's recipe I'm going to be making chicken piccata. Now this is an easy recipe to put together. It cooks up quick, so it's great for any day of the week. So I'm Rockin' Robin and I'm going to show you how to do it right after this. Alright guys, let me go over the ingredients with you. First off, we're going to need some boneless, skinless chicken breast. Now what I'm going to do with the chicken breast is I'm going to butterfly it. Now what that means is I'm going to cut it in half, and technically you would leave part of it attached so that when you opened it up it looked like a butterfly, but I'm going to go ahead and cut it all the way through. Then I'm going to place it onto my cutting board and I'm going to cover it with some saran wrap, and I'm going to pound it so that it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. This is going to help it cook up really quick, guys. We'll also need some flour. Now, if you don't want to bother with making this with, gluten-free flour, you can certainly use regular flour. Here I have PAMELA'S baking and pancake mix, which works great in this recipe. Also in this dish, I have a couple of spices, marjoram and garlic powder. We'll need some fresh lemon juice. Now guys, remember to use fresh. The flavor is so much better when you do. We'll need some white wine. I'm using sauvignon blanc. I have some grass-fed butter here that we'll be using. We'll also be using some chicken broth, some olive oil. We'll need some capers. I'm using a little bit of arrowroot that I'm going to mix with a little bit of chicken broth just in case my sauce isn't quite thick enough. We'll see how that turns out depending on how much it cooks down. We'll need some salt and pepper, fresh parsley, and I'm going to be serving this over some gluten-free noodles, which I picked up at Trader Joe's. You could serve this over regular noodles, regular rice, or even cauliflower rice. Okay guys, I pounded out the chicken breast and I wanted to show that to you. And then now we're going to have to dredge it in our flour mixture. But before I do that, I do like to cut my pieces down. You don't have to do this, but I do. I tend to get a little bit more in the pan when I do that. So I'm just cutting my pieces in half. Okay, once I've got my pieces, we want to mix up our flour mixture and spices together. So we'll just take our pieces, and they should be, a little bit moist just naturally, and if they're not, you can put a little bit of water on them. You just want to coat it, shake off the excess, and put them on a clean plate. I know they're still raw, but I'm a fanatic about not contaminating anything with raw chicken. All right guys, I'm ready to start cooking. So I've got my stainless steel pan here, and I have a pot over here with some hot water. I gotta toss in my salt, give a little salty water in there, and that's for my pasta. And I want to time things so that everything comes out at the same time. I'm ready to add some oil to my pan. I have my stainless steel pan here, about medium-high heat, and I'm going to pour a tablespoon or 2 of oil in there. And I'm going to add some butter to the pan. You can see there that that oil's getting hot. We're ready to add our chicken. I'm just going to start laying pieces in. You want to hear that sizzle now when you get your chicken in there, because you don't want it sitting in cold oil and just absorbing that oil, and you won't get a nice crispy piece of chicken here. I don't want to overcrowd, so I'm going to do this in 2 batches. Now, I want to put some salt and pepper on this. I'm going to just drizzle it right over the top. I'll be seasoning the other side as well. This is going to cook for about, anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes per side. Like I said, we're on medium heat here. I'm going to make sure it gets going really well. I want that to brown up. All right, we're going to turn the chicken over. That's what I like. Golden brown there. Now I'm going to salt and pepper the second side here, guys. So cut into your chicken, make sure that it's done, and then place it on a clean plate. Remember, no cross-contamination, guys. You see all these brown bits in here, guys? This is what's going to add a lot of flavor to our sauce. Now we need to get it off the bottom of the pan, and we're going to do that by adding some wine to this. I'm going to let this simmer for about 2 minutes. I want it to cook the alcohol out of it as much as we can and just leave the flavor behind and have it reduced just a bit. All right, we got our 2 minutes in on that. We're going to add the chicken broth. I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit so it'll get up to simmer quicker. And the capers. Now add as many of these as you want, guys. Don't go overboard. They're a little bit, they can be a little bit strong, so you don't want to overpower your dish. That looks good for me. I'm also going to add a little bit of salt and a little bit more pepper. And I'm going to let this cook for a couple of minutes, once we get it up to simmer, of course. I'm going to add the lemon juice. And I'm gonna add some more butter to this. This is gonna smooth out that sauce and make it delicious. So guys, I'm gonna take my arrowroot and I'm gonna add a little bit of chicken broth to it just so it'll mix together. And then we'll just give this a stir to combine it. I'm gonna add the parsley and sprinkle some of that in. I'm gonna start adding the chicken back to the pan. That way we know it's nice and hot like it should be. Now I'm gonna take the arrowroot and I'm gonna spoon it in. So I'm gonna stir this in so it thickens up our sauce just slightly. And this dish, my friend, is ready to be served. Woo, guys, this is done. If you could smell this, man, you'd be like, can I come over for lunch or dinner? So I got my noodles done. Now what I like to do is I like to just toss my noodles into the pot and to soak up all of that good juice, okay? So that's what I'm gonna do. You don't have to, you could put on your plate and you know, just do a serving, but let me show you how I like to do it. Mix that in there, and then I'm gonna finish this off with a nice sprinkle on top of a little more parsley because I think it just looks beautiful. Get some noodles, put some of that chicken right on top. Oh, it looks gorgeous, guys. Simple, like I said, you can make this any night of the week. You can put it together in just a few minutes. Doesn't take long to cook. Oh, that is really good. That sauce, it's got a nice flavor to it. The chicken is moist, perfectly cooked. I love it with the pasta. Man, it's good. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this recipe. You're gonna love this, really. I mean, you just gotta try it. So thanks so much for watching, everybody. I can't wait to dig in. I am starving and this tastes amazing. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button up there and you'll be notified every week when I put a new video out. And I love it when you guys share the videos. And also I wanna do a quick little shout out to one of my favorite young subscribers, Alexis, who's 10 years old and she likes to watch my videos. Hi, Alexis. So anyway, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think. And if you have any recipe requests, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.